Welcome everyone to Reach and Read. My name is Katie and I work at the Sacramento Public Library where books are just the beginning. We're so happy to have you here and we're happy to have local yoga instructor Kat Sun with us today. And we'll get to her in just a moment, but first I wanted to mention a few things to you. So first is just some housekeeping. So we're doing this in a webinar format, so all participant microphones and video have been disabled. But if you have a question or a comment, please feel free to use the Q&A button that you'll find at the bottom of your screen, and either myself or Kat will get back to you. If you're having any audio-related issues, please exit the program and re-enter. We find that doing that will typically solve that issue. If you need closed captioning at any point during the program, please click the live transcript button. It's also at the bottom of your screen. You'll click that button, wait just a moment, and then you'll see the closed captioning pop up and you can follow along. And also this program is being recorded and will be shared to the virtual yoga playlist on our YouTube channel. And in case you haven't checked out our YouTube channel before, it's under Sacramento Public Library, so you can go and find us there. And make sure to stick around after today's yoga demonstration for a short book recommendation based on this week's theme. So I did want to mention that we have a few health resources available at the Sacramento Public Library, including actually happening today, a virtual journaling for mental health program. It's going to be happening at 4 o'clock. So that's great if you're into mindfulness practices, art journaling, meditation. That's a great one to come to, so please come and check that out. We also host a regular virtual Zumba program on Mondays at 5:30 and a virtual Zumba Gold program on Wednesdays at 4. And Zumba Gold is great for beginners and older adults to join. So it's a good one if you're just kind of starting out with Zumba. And of course, you can check out a book about the benefits of exercise, mindfulness, and yoga from the library collection. And I also wanted to take a minute to mention we are now officially in summer and we are in the middle of our summer reading program right now. And our health literacy programs actually count towards summer reading activity points. So I definitely encourage you to check it out if you or your family are readers. Make sure you sign up in Beanstack for summer reading because you can earn points to get prizes. Yes, adults can get prizes too. It's pretty fun, so make sure to check it out. So to log your points for participating in yoga, you'll go to complete an activity under adults, take care, and then under attend a health literacy program. You can log it there, so make sure to check that out. So with that, I'll go ahead and say thank you and turn things over to Kat. So Kat, take it away, and everyone please enjoy.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie. And hi, everybody. A happy Thursday. We're in the last Thursday of July here. So great to have y'all joining us. As usual, I'm offering this from home, so please excuse any kind of extraneous sounds you might hear from my dad, my dogs, my neighbors, etc. And then today we are working on the theme of slowing down. So we will be doing a very nice, slow, mellow practice with some more restorative postures as well. So you're going to want to have some of your goodies nearby. So to start, I'm going to lay a blanket down on the floor to lay on. And I would suggest the same for you. If you're on a sticky mat, sometimes the sticky mat kind of grips and it prevents you from being able to slide. So you might want to lay a blanket over your sticky mat and then have something maybe for a pillow under your head, like another blanket. So I'm going to get that set up. And then as always, if you've got a couple of blocks and yoga strap, you might want to have those nearby within reach. And then I'll meet you on your backs. So I'm going to have my one blanket long. And as you come onto your backs, just allow yourself, as always, to take a moment to arrive. So if it's comfortable for you, you can even place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Just let your legs go long if that's comfortable. If it's too much pressure for the low back, then instead you might want to bend your knees and maybe walk the feet a little bit wider apart so that your knees can knock in and support each other. Another option, if you have blocks, is you can slide blocks underneath your knees. so that there's a slight bend in your knees, and your knees are and your legs are supported. So that will also help release too much pressure in that low back if that's an issue for you. And then if your eyes are still open, maybe gently closing your eyes if that's comfortable. And let's all take a nice breath in through the nose. And we're going to clear it out through the mouth. I'm going to do that a couple more times. So inhaling nice and deep all the way into your low belly. And as you exhale this time, make the noise ha. Ha. And one more time. Ha. And as you complete that last exhale, just let your lips gently close, coming back to your natural breath. Take a moment now maybe to wiggle out your jaw a little bit. You can stretch out your face, stick out your tongue. And as you let the lips close again, just keep your mouth nice and soft. Take a moment to just feel your body this morning, feel the spine on the earth. And now feel the bones, feel the heaviness of your bones sinking into the earth. Feel those big bones, the heavy bones. So feel the base of the kind of the hips and the sacrum there sinking towards the earth. Feel the back of the heels sinking into the earth. Feel the shoulder blades descending, back of the skull. And then feel the smaller bones, the lighter bones also beginning to sink into the earth. Continue to breathe with your hand, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, heart center and belly center. As you breathe in and out, just feel the rise and fall of breath now. Bringing your awareness now into the breath body. And just feel that expansion and contraction as you breathe in and out. And here, take a moment just to scan the whole body. Notice what's going on in your physical body, your breath body, as well as your mental, emotional body, your spiritual body. Just tuning in to see what's present this morning as we begin. And then you can keep your hands on your body if that's comfortable, or if you prefer, you can release your hands to the sides of the body. We're going to go ahead now and just go, we're going to circle the jaw. So jut your jaw up towards the sky like you're coming into an underbite. And then slide that jaw over to the right, and then hug it back down towards the throat, like you're kind of tucking your chin in. And then slide your jaw over to the left and back up to the ceiling. So like that, nice and slow, hit those 4 points as you begin to circle the jaw a little bit. Nice and slow. And whenever you're ready, you can reverse that circling of the jaw. So again, you jut the jaw forward towards the ceiling like you come into an underbite. And then over to the left. And then down towards you. And then over to the right and back up. And circling the jaw in the other direction. Good. And then back to neutral. Now, if you do have a blanket or a pillow under your head, you might want to move that out of the way. So you're just nice and heads on the same plane as the shoulders. We're going to go ahead, if you have something under your knees, you're going to move those out of the way as well. We're going to lay long with our arms to the sides. Your palms can face up. And now just go ahead and slide your right hand down towards the feet. So right shoulder blade is also sliding down. You're kind of sliding that right hand down. And then bring it back up. And then slide your left hand down towards the left foot. And back to neutral. This time as you slide your right hand down towards the right foot, let your left shoulder creep up towards the ear. And then you're going to come to neutral and other side. Left hand slides down, right shoulder hitches up, and back to neutral. One more time each side. Okay, this time as you slide your right hand down, go ahead and, sorry, lost my train of thought. Slide your right hand down, your left shoulder hitches up, and then you can turn your head to the right. As you slide your right hand down, left shoulder hitches up, turn your head to the right, but slide your jaw to the left. And then slide your jaw to the right and send your eyes to the left. And then back to neutral. Other side. Left hand slides down towards the foot, right shoulder hitches up, spin your head to the left, and then go ahead and slide your jaw to the right. Slide your jaw to the left and send your eyeballs to the right. And then back to neutral. From here, keep your arms nice and neutral. We're going to slide and glide the feet. So roll to the outer edge of your right foot and keep it on the outer edge of the foot. As you slide that foot up towards the inner groin, your right knee is going to point out to the right. And then you just slide it away. So nice and slow. And then other side. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot and slide that foot up. The knee points out and then sliding the leg long. Back to the first side. Slide and glide. Switching sides. A couple more times. Nice and easy. And breathing, noticing how are these movements feeling in your body. The next time your right foot slides up, you're going to roll onto the sole of the foot so the knee points up to the sky. Then you're going to roll to the inner edge of the foot in swinging the knee. You stay on the inner edge of the foot as you slide your foot away and let your foot roll out. Outer edge of the left foot, slide it up towards the groin. Come onto the sole of the foot, the knee points up. Inner edge of the foot, you in-swing that knee and stay on the inner edge of the foot as you slide the foot away. And again, the foot rolls out. And I got my cat here. So like that, alternating side to side. Again, outer edge of the right foot, slide it up. Onto the sole of the foot, inner edge of the foot. Stay on the inner edge as you slide the foot away. And then the foot rolls out once the leg is straight. Second side, outer edge of the left foot. Sole of the foot, in swing that knee, inner edge of the foot as you slide the foot away and foot rolls out. Okay, this time, outer edge of the right foot, slide it up, sole of the foot, in swing the foot. Now you're going to stay on the inner edge of the foot, the knees crossing the midline. Press down through the inner edge of the foot to lift your right hip off the floor a little bit. You're rolling towards the left, so you're rolling towards the outer left hip. And that right hip just comes off the floor a little bit. You come into a slight back bend. And then you just unwind out of that. And we'll just come in and out of that a few times. So again, to the inner edge of the foot, the knee crosses the midline. Press down to send that right hip towards the left. And release. One more time this side. Make sure again that you're breathing. Next time you come onto your back, roll to the inner edge of the foot and slide the foot away and the foot rolls out. Second side, outer edge of the left foot, slide it up. Sole of the foot, roll to the inner edge of the foot and now press down through the inner edge of the foot to lift the left hip as you roll towards the outer right hip. So just a little micro back bend on the second side and you unwind. And then again, inner edge of the foot, press it down, lift that left hip to the right. Maybe there's a little stretch here on that right front hip flexor area. Making sure we're breathing nice and easy. And again, the next time you come onto your back, roll to the inner edge of the foot and slide the foot away. As the leg goes long, the foot rolls out. This time, outer edge of the right foot, slide it up onto the sole of the foot. Roll to the inner edge of that foot. And now, as you press down through the inner foot and you lift the right hip, you're going to slide your right hand down towards the right foot. You can take your left arm now and reach it up to the sky, or reach it up towards the top of the mat, sorry. So nice long line. Now flex through the left foot and reach through the left hand. As you press down through the right foot, you're coming into a slight arch and a slight crunch on the right side as you lengthen the left. And then as you unwind, come onto your back and just bring that left hand into cactus arm to the left. Your right hand stays down the side, but the left arm is in cactus arm to the left. And then again, roll to the inner edge of the foot, press down through the inner edge. Go ahead and lift that right hip off the floor, rolling to the left, and slide the right hand down towards the bottom of the mat as you reach the left arm up towards the top of the mat. And again, take a nice long stretch on the left side as you're crunching and arching on the right. And again, unwind. One more time. Take a nice breath in here. Maybe wiggle out your jaw a little, stretch out your mouth, stretch out your tongue. And we're gonna unwind. Okay, and now go ahead and let the inner edge of the right foot slide away from you as you straighten the leg. Bring your left hand down. Now bend your right arm into cactus arms to the side. We're gonna slide onto the outer edge of the left foot, roll it up. Come onto the sole of the foot, knee points up. Roll to the inner edge of the foot. Go ahead, let the knee cross the midline. And now as you lift the left hip, roll to the outer right hip, slide the left hand down towards the bottom of the mat. Reach your right arm up for the top of the mat. And coming back to neutral, bringing that right arm back down into cactus arms. Again, roll to the inner edge of the left foot and swing the left knee and crunch it down through the left as you lengthen through the right. And back to neutral. Good. One more time. So rolling towards the right. As we come into a C shape on the left, we lengthen through the right. And then again, pausing here. Maybe stretch out your mouth, wiggle out your jaw. And bring it back to neutral. Okay, and then roll to the inner edge of that left foot and let the leg go long, and then the foot rolls out. And then just take a moment, both legs straight, both arms straight to the side. Take a few rounds of breath and just feel the effects. So slowing down. We live in a really fast and zippy world these days. So really having to kind of cultivate that practice of slowing down for many of us. So giving ourselves time to just be and to feel, to breathe. So using this practice as a place to practice that art of slowing down. Good. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and bend the knees one at a time and bring your feet onto the floor. We're going to interlace our hands behind our head. And we're going to press our elbows down into the floor as we arch our low back off the floor. So you're pressing the elbows down towards the floor as well as your sacrum, and that low back arches off the floor like you could roll a marble underneath you. Here, now go ahead and tilt your head to look back towards the top of the mat a little bit and open your mouth again. Stretch out your face. Now as you exhale, close your mouth. Go ahead, press your low back into the floor. Curl your tailbone up to the sky. And then again, inhale, press your sacrum down, press the elbows down, arch your low back off the floor. Look towards the top of the mat, look up towards your third eye, open your mouth, stretch out your face. And again, as you exhale, low back down, tailbone curls up. This time, option to lift the head and bring your elbows towards each other. So slowly, really slow it down. Can you slow down the transitions in between? Inhaling, we expand the front body. We tilt back, look back, open the mouth. Exhaling, we curl in on ourselves. Again, inhale. Slow it down even a little bit more. All the movements in between. slows down. One more set, nice and slow, just like this. Good. The next time you inhale, open up. Now go, start to press into your right foot and send your right knee just an inch past your left knee, inch or two past your left knee. Keep that action. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to take your right elbow over towards your left hip, left knee. Inhale, bring it back through center. Press those elbows down, arch the low back off the floor. Maybe open your mouth. Exhale, press down through your left foot, send the left knee away a little bit as you take your left elbow across the body over towards the right. So again, slow, slow. Inhale. With control, bring it down. Expand that front body. Open the mouth. Stretch out the jaw. Back to your first side. Press down through the right foot. Right knee slides away as the right elbow crosses towards the left. Inhaling through center. Broaden that front body. Exhaling, press down through the left foot. Left knee slides away as the left elbow crosses the midline. And back to center. Good. Now pressing those elbows down. As you exhale, lift both feet and bring both knees towards their own elbow. Curl it in. Inhale, open. Just two more, nice and slow. Last one, inhaling, and exhale, curl it in. Good. Inhale, open, and go ahead now, release your hands. Let's take the hands up towards the sky. We're going to interlace the fingers with the other thumb, or actually just a normal clasp, and press the palms up towards the ceiling. Hug your elbows in towards each other and then take that big shoulder circle. So lift your shoulders up off the floor, hug them up towards your ears. Press your shoulder blades into the floor and slide the shoulder blades down the back away from your ears. Keep the shoulder blades sliding down the back body and then press your arms up overhead as you straighten out through the legs, press out through the heels. Nice full body stretch here. And then you can keep your legs straight, release your hands, and just let your hands slide down along the floor back by the hips, like you're drawing snow angel wings on the floor. As you inhale, sweep your arms up to the sky again. Interlace your fingers with the other thumb on top, the awkward clasp. And again, press your palms up towards the sky. Shrug that shoulders, shoulder blades slide down the back body. Keep your shoulders moving down the back body. Keep lengthening your tailbone towards the heels. Feet are flexed, legs are engaged. As you inhale, press your arms up overhead again. And again, take a nice full body stretch here. And as you exhale, release that. And again, snow angel wings, bringing those arms back down by the sides. This time we're going to inhale our arms up to the sky and directly overhead. We're going to clasp the left wrist with the right hand, flexing both feet. Roll your inner thighs down towards the floor. And now we're going to side bend. So keep your feet flexed, legs engaged. And we're going to just start to walk our head and shoulder to the right. Use your right hand to bring the left wrist over. Both shoulder blades are on the floor. Back of the skull's on the floor. Your chest and your face are looking straight up to the sky as you side bend to the right. An option to take little mini baby steps with your feet to the right side as well. Maybe hooking your left ankle over the right foot if that feels good. And now breathe into that left seam. And here you can spin your head to look towards the upper left corner of your mat. And when you're ready, we're going to release. So unhook the ankle if it's hooked. And then walk everything back to neutral. Take a moment here. We're going to switch hands. So go ahead and clasp your right wrist with your left hand. Again, feet are flexed, inner thighs rolling down, lengthening your tailbone long towards the heels. When you're ready, start to bend to the left. So again, you're walking your head and your shoulders over to the left, little by little, with both shoulder blades and back of the skull are on the floor, and the chest and the face are facing straight up. As you side bend to the left, use your left hand to bring the right wrist over. Keep the feet flexed. You can keep it just like this as you breathe into the right seam, or maybe little baby steps with your feet over to the left, possibly hooking your right ankle over the left if that's available. Breathing here. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and unhook the foot, walk everything back to neutral, and find yourself back in neutral as you bring your arms back down by the sides. And again, take a beat, take a breath in, take a breath out. Maybe wiggle out your jaw a little again, stretch out your face. Soften your tongue, relax the mouth, relax, soften the front of the throat into the back of the throat. Okay, and then from here, go ahead and bend one knee at a time, feet on the floor, and then hug your knees into your chest. And we're just gonna rock a little side to side here. Massage your low back into the floor. Maybe there's a stretch in those outer hips. And then as always, we're gonna circle the knees together. So you're gonna keep the knees together, pressing the outer knees in with the hands on the outer knees. Your option, if you can, is hug a block between the knees if that's helpful. And then nice and slow, you can make the circle as small as or big as you like, but you're basically circling the knees in the air together as one big knee as you gently massage your low back and sacral area. And here, tune in to what you feel in that low back sacral region. Always have the option to linger and pause. Make the circle as small or big as you like. You can spiral it in, spiral it out. Make sure you're breathing. And then whenever you feel ready, you can switch the direction of the circling of your knees. So again, rather than doing a lot of circles, see if you can really slow it down and you feel the territory you're covering. So exploring the inner terrain. And the next time the knees come back into your chest, we're going to circle the knees, but they're going to mirror each other now. So we're going to press the knees away from us, and then keep the knees away from you as you open them wide. Keep them wide apart as you hug them back in towards your armpits, and then back into the midline. So like that, we're circling the knees, and they mirror each other, and we're bringing that movement now into the hip socket. Just seeing what's here. So we already did some warm-ups through the hips earlier when we were sliding and gliding. So hopefully this is feeling pretty good now. Okay, and then we're going to circle it in the other direction as well. And then as always, the next time the knees come in, let's hug them into our armpits and just rock a little side to side, or come into a happy baby if you like. And we're going to keep the right foot as we bring the left foot onto the floor, left knee bent. And you're going to cross the right ankle past the left knee. So we're going to come into those outer hips a little bit. So right foot crosses past the left knee, right foot is flexed. And let's just start with the hands, one hand on each thigh. Get the heel of the palms right into the hip crease here. And start to gently press your thigh bones away from you towards the bottom of the mat as you gently bring the low back into the floor. And breathe here. You can keep it here if you like. Otherwise, the right hand, the right foot is the one that's lifted, so it's the same hand. Right hand goes into the hole between the legs as you lift the left foot and clasp behind your left thigh. Or maybe this is where you're going to want to use a strap if it's not an easy reach. You can use the strap, a belt, a towel, a dish towel, anything to help extend your reach here. And then keep that right foot flexed. Keep the right knee moving away from you as you hug your left knee in. Breathing into that outer right hip here. And then let's circle that left ankle in the air. So actually the ankle stays where it is, but you're circling the foot around the ankle. And then circle that foot the other direction. And then we'll just point and flex the left foot a few times. Next time it flex, let's go ahead, keep the foot flex and press the heel up into the sky. And then bend, point the toes, bend the knee, bring it back down. One more time, flex and send it up. And then point and bring it back down. Good, this time flex, bring it up. Press the back of the hamstring and the hands are strapped into each other. Take a breath in. And exhale, lift that head straight up. If you've got neck issues, then keep your head down. If you're able to keep your head up, take another breath here. And then let's all go ahead and bring the head down. We're gonna bend that knee, bring that foot down as well. Now we're gonna go ahead and keep your right ankle where it is. Open the arms out wide into a T, palms up. Walk your left foot to the left side of the mat. And as you exhale, let both knees now rock to the right. If it's too much pressure for that knee, then take the right ankle off of the knee and just bring it onto the floor instead. So here, there's a bit of a quad stretch on that left front thigh, hip flexor, low belly, waist area. Breathing into that. And then bring the whole thing up. We walk the left foot to the center of the mat. And your right ankle so cross past the left knee. You're going to roll to the outer left hip now, bringing the sole of the right foot towards the floor, maybe onto a block if you need, or maybe it can land onto the floor. Now the right knee points up to the sky, and if it's an easy clasp, the left hand can reach for the right ankle. If not, don't worry about it. And just take a breath here. And then option to point your bottom left knee, point it down towards the bottom of the mat. So as you do so, you're basically walking your left foot in towards the hip. And then if it's all the way in there, you can reach your right hand for the left foot behind you. So again, just options. It's not for everybody. You're going to listen to your body for what's appropriate. And then breathe in whichever variation you're in. We're going to release the clasps. And we're going to roll back onto our back. So now the left foot is still on the floor. The right ankle is still crossed past that knee. You're going to slide the right ankle along the outseam of the left shin so that your right thigh crosses over your left. Just like you're seated in a cross, like you've got your legs crossed and you're sitting in a chair. And then you're going to hug the knees in towards you here. Now this doesn't work for everybody. So if that doesn't work for you, uncross the thighs and instead cross your right shin in front of the left or right ankle in front of the left, and then just hug the knees in here and gently rock a little side to side. If you do have your right thigh crossed over the left and you're hugging that in, you can start to splay the feet apart from each other and gently rock and breathe into that outer right hip. And then we're going to go ahead and release that and let both legs go long again and just take a moment and just feel the effects. Feel the energy move as it courses through. Maybe there's some coolness or some tingling, some energy moving through that outer right hip. Maybe it's somewhere else. Just take a moment to notice. Notice the subtle energy as it moves through. Okay. And then again, as you're ready, bending the knees one at a time, feet on the floor. Keep your right foot grounded on the floor now. Lift your left foot and cross your left ankle past the right knee. Flex the left foot as you open that left knee out to the side. And then we're going to slide the hands again. Slide them right into the hip crease. One hand on each thigh. Press the thigh bones away from you. Press the low back gently into the floor. Breathing here. From here, left foot is lifted, so same hand, left hand goes into the hole between the legs, and you're going to lift the right foot and clasp behind the right thigh, or again, use a strap if you need. So now using your hand or the strap to hug that right knee in towards you, and you're still sending the left knee away, that left foot stays flexed. Breathing into your outer left hip. And then let's go ahead now. We're going to circle that right foot in the air. And then circle it the other way. And then point and flex the right foot a few times. The next time you flex the right foot, keep it flexed. Start to press the back of the hand and the hamstrings into each other as you send the right heel up. Lengthen the back line. And then point the toes, bend the knee, bring it back down. Again, flex. And from the flexion of that foot, lengthen up through the back line, press up through the heel. And then point and bring it back down. This time, go ahead and flex and send it up. Really pressing the hands or the strap into the back of the hamstring and vice versa. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lifting your head straight up. Breathing here. And then we're going to lower the head back down. We'll go ahead and bend that knee and release the clasp behind the thigh as we bring that right foot back onto the floor. Open the arms out wide into the T again, palms up. Walk your right foot now to the right side of the mat, outer edge of the mat. And then as you exhale, let both knees rock to the left. So weight of the left ankle helps the inner right knee down towards the floor as you get a stretch now through the top of the right quad, psoas, hip flexor, waist, belly area. And again, of course, if it's too much pressure for the knee, you're going to take the ankle off of the knee and just place it on the floor instead. Take a few rounds of breath here. We're going to slowly unwind out of that as we walk the right foot into the center of the mat. The left ankle still crossing past the right knee. Now we're going to roll to the outer right hip so that the sole of the left foot is going to land onto the floor. So again, if that's not available, you might have a block or something you can put underneath it so the foot can land. And then if it's an easy clasp, that right hand can reach for the left ankle as the left knee points up to the sky. You might just be here. You might not have the clasp. You could just be here. Now, if you want, you can start to walk that bottom right knee down to point towards the bottom of the mat. So you're basically walking your right foot in behind you towards your hips. And then the left hand can reach for the right foot. Breathe here. And then again, we'll release any clasp we have as we roll back onto our back. So find neutral in the spine. And then you're going to slide the left foot now along the out seam of the right shin so that your left thigh crosses over your right. And then hug it in. Right? So again, if this doesn't work for your body, uncross the thighs and let's say you got the left shin or left ankle crossing over the right and you hug it in that way. You can hug it in at the knees, you can hug it in from the feet. If you've got the thighs crossed, then start to splay the feet away from each other if that's an option in your body. And gently rock a little side to side. And then we'll go ahead and release. And again, allow your body to lay long. All right. And take a few rounds of breath in and out. Okay, and then from here, go ahead, bend one knee, and then roll over to the other side. And we're gonna press ourselves on up. Now you can move the blanket out from underneath you if you like. We're gonna just do some gentle cat-cows, nice and easy, nice and slow. If it's not appropriate for you to be on your knees, you can do this seated in a chair instead. If you're coming onto hands and knees, then take a moment to find the, ball of your index finger and then the thumb mount. So you want to get those two inner points of the palms grounded down first. Ball of the index finger first, really get that to make contact with the earth. And then ball of the thumb. And then keep those 2 points grounded as you broaden the palm. Now stack your shoulders right over your wrists so your wrists are shoulder width apart. Stack your hips over your knees. Knees are hip width apart. Press down through the inner edge of the hands. And then as you inhale, slide your sit bones apart from each other and slide them up towards the ceiling. Your belly will naturally hammock down, but as your belly hammocks down, can you keep hugging your navel up towards the spine? Glide your heart through, look up. As you exhale, it's reverse. Tailbone down towards the floor. Inflate your kidneys up to the sky. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, crown of the head towards the floor. So like that, we're undulating our spine with the ebb and flow of our breath. And again, I encourage you to slow down the movement and really feel. You might close your eyes and just notice, where do you feel this? As you arch into cow pose, if it feels good, you can open your mouth again. And then as you exhale, you round into cat pose. The mouth, obviously, it closes. So nice and slow. Keep it fluid. Notice where the spine moves and where things move as a block. You can keep it nice and easy, just like this. For those who want, if you want to start to circle your hips over the knees as you continue to undulate the spine through cat-cow, feel free to add that more kind of organic spiral movement at the hips. If you're moving your hips, you're going to want to let your neck and your head move as they want to. You don't even need to think about it. Just allow the movement to happen. And if you are circling, whenever you're ready, just start to circle also in the other direction. If you're not circling, then you're just still moving through normal cat-cow. And then next time you inhale, let's bring our spine through neutral. We're going to come into a child's pose here. So big toes together, knees apart. And then we're going to go ahead and start to sink our hips towards the heels. Now, if your hips are hovering really high, you might want to have like some cushions back there. You can, maybe you've got some cushions on your couch, or if you've got a bolster, you can definitely slide a bolster or stack some blankets in that space, so that as you press your hips back, they can kind of ground onto something. And then forehead to the floor. So again, if the forehead doesn't come to the floor, you might want to have a block underneath your sternum and another block underneath your forehead. Let your arms reach forward. So what that looks like for those who want to see the propping, like here's the blanket to my hip, and then I have one block under my sternum and then one underneath my forehead. Maybe the one underneath my sternum is on a slightly higher setting. So allow yourself to be supported here and let the forehead ground. With the forehead grounded, go ahead and gently rock a little side to side, massage above your brow line. Again, wiggle out your jaw, take a nice breath in, nice breath out. And then as you gently rock your forehead a little side to side on the floor, just massaging above the brow line. Let your gaze, your eyes soften. Your eyes are closed probably, but your eyes soften, softening that thinking mind. And breathe now into the back body. Okay, from here we're going to start to rise on up. So if you have props underneath you, you're going to want to move those out of the way. And then we're going to come onto hands and knees again. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Now we're going to start to drop our hips so that we come into a half plank. So thighs and torso in one line. Hug the navel up towards the spine. Don't collapse. So don't collapse. Keep the tailbone reaching towards the heels. Lengthen out through the crown of the head. And then hug your elbows in as you slowly lower all the way to the floor. Forehead on the floor, hands by the heart on the floor. Toenails on the floor. Sorry, my cat's on the blanket. But toenails on the floor. Okay, now press your toenails into the floor. Feel your legs activate. Kneecaps might come off the floor. Start to hug your outer ankles in towards each other and roll your inner thighs up now towards the sky. Keep that action as you pin your tailbone down towards the heels and lengthen the low back. Keep your low back nice and long. Shrug your shoulder blades down the back, and we're going to lift the heart. Back of the neck stays long, so gaze is down, maybe only slightly forward. Make sure you're not crunching your neck to look up or look forward. So keep the back of the neck long, like it's a telescope. Back of the neck, back of the skull, telescoping out of the spine. And then breathing here, one more breath if you're still up. And exhale, bring your forehead down. When you're ready, we're coming into it again. So again, set up the legs, press the toenails down, hug the outer ankles in, inner thighs roll up, tailbone long. Shrug the shoulder blades down the back, press down through the front pubic bone to lift the heart. Back of the neck stays long. And this time, breathing here, maybe you can lift just a little bit higher. And as you exhale, again, slowly bring it down, like a parachute landing. That's how slow. Once you're down, take a beat. We're coming up one more time. So again, reset those legs, shrug the shoulder blades, press down through the front pubic bone, up we come. Back of the neck stays long, remember. So lengthening from the tailbone through crown of the head still. Find your height. Notice where your chest is in space. And then see if you can keep the height, but lift your hands half an inch off the floor. And then without your hands, can you lift your chest just a little bit higher? And then exhale, bring it back down. From here, we're going to press up and back into child's pose again. All right. And then we're going to come into a couple of more restorative postures as we slow things down. So I hope you all have a couple of blocks at home. So I'm going to demo that first, but then I'll give you an option that's not quite as, sorry, that's my dad. Apologize, he makes horrible noises, I know. Okay, so if you have a couple of blocks, you're gonna have one block on the low setting. This goes underneath the shoulder, and then another block about 3-4 inches away on maybe the second height setting. Some people might need it on a slightly higher setting. This is gonna be for your head. Another thing you can do is on the second setting, and you put a blanket on it if you need a little more height, but not quite the tower setting. Okay, so this is the first option with the blocks, and I'm gonna demo that first. And then I'll show you another option with just a blanket or maybe a rolled up big beach towel or something that you can do for a heart opener if you don't have the blocks, or if this example is too intense, because this might be too much for some people. So here I'm going to sit on the floor in front of the blocks, and as I come down, I basically want the blocks underneath my shoulder blades. So if you see, here's the bottoms of my tips of my shoulder blades, and I want the block underneath the shoulder blades. So bottom edge of the block is about bottom edge of the shoulder blades, and then the other block's going to be underneath my skull. Okay, so that's the setup. So I'll show you. You're going to sit in front of the blocks, and then you're going to lay back, and you're going to adjust the block as you need so it's underneath the shoulder blades. So the shoulder blades are these nice scapulas, they're these nice plates of bone there that can be supported by the block. And then you can see this other block is a few inches away. It's not right up against the bottom block because it would be jamming the back of my neck. So you have some distance. It's there to support the back of the skull, but the back of the neck is free. And then I can keep my feet on the floor with the knees bent, knees knock in, arms to the sides. Or for those, some people like their legs straight, or you can even have your legs, soles of the feet together, knees open. If you are coming into the Supta Baddha Konasana with the legs, I suggest you have something underneath the knees. Even if you're really open, it's nice to have some support so that the knees can really feel supported and grounded into something. Okay, so this is the first version. Now, if you don't have the blocks, or if this is too much, too intense, then another option you can do instead is you're gonna maybe take a blanket, like a nice firm blanket, or again, like a big towel, and you can kind of just roll that up, and you can be in charge of how much height, right? So you can just do like a couple of little folds, and that might be enough for you. Or some people might want a lot more. So you can decide how much you want. And then what you're gonna do is you're just gonna lay down, and you just want to hook your armpits right over this. So here, my armpits just hook right over it. So again, the roll is underneath my shoulder blades, and then my arms can just be in goalpost arms right over it, right? Like I like it. Oh, no, that's my dog. Okay, like as if I was hanging out a pool, right? Like you're at the edge of a pool and you're just kind of hanging out. It's kind of like that. All right, and then the arms can be in cactus arms if that's comfortable. And again, legs can be straight. You can have your knees bent, knees knocked in, or soles of the feet together, Baddha. But again, if you're coming into this version, please have some support underneath your knees and make sure you're not jamming your sacral area. All right, and then we're just gonna settle into this for a few rounds of breath. So whether you're taking this version with a rolled up blanket or you're taking the version with a block, just allow yourself to settle in. And again, wiggle out your jaw, open your mouth, wiggle out the jaw, stretch out your tongue. Take a nice breath in through the nose, and we're gonna clear it out through the mouth. And then as you allow your mouth to gently close, keep your mouth soft. Let the jaw be soft. Feel the jaw heavy. And whichever version you're in, just allow the pose to start to do its work on you. So there's nothing you need to do here. Just simply allow the pose to work you. Imagine now like your collarbones are gently spreading away from each other, like tectonic plates moving away from each other as the heart begins to broaden. So a lot of times we carry a lot of armoring around the heart area, so allowing that to begin to soften. Also these days, a lot of us are always hunched over our phones and our apps, and so that Vulturasana thing that gets going. So this is a nice counter to that. And also as we age, there's just this tendency to kind of contract. So this is helping to reverse that. So you can come into something like this on your own on a daily basis. Just hang out here for 5 minutes or so, 5-10 minutes. And here, feel the broadening in the front body. Soften through the belly, the diaphragm. Feel the breath as it moves in and out. Okay, and for today though, we are going to start to come on out of it. So whichever version you're in, you can go ahead and just roll over to the side and come on out. And then we'll press on up, and we're going to just take a very brief little Shavasana, final resting pose. Corpse pose is actually what it translates into. And you're welcome to stay longer in that. So you could do the standard Shavasana on the floor. Maybe, again, have your blanket as a pillow under your head and have your blocks underneath your knees. You can also, instead, if you want to do legs up the wall, Viparita Karani. That's another nice option for resting. So if you're coming into Viparita Karani, you just get your butt right up against the wall, and then you can take those legs up the wall, and then you're just walking yourself in towards the wall. You're trying to get your sit bones as close to the wall as possible. Legs just hang out over the hips. And you can have your arms again in cactus arms. But for those, if you come into cactus arms and the back of your hands hovering off the floor, then better just to turn your hands down and place it on the body. So whether your legs up the wall or you're coming into standard Shavasana here, get a pillow for the head, and maybe something underneath the knees, or you can keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. Hands can rest to the sides of the body, palms up, or hands down on the body. So finding your final resting position, whatever that is. And as you arrive, let's again take a nice breath in through the nose. Clear it out through the mouth. And then again, we're going to take a couple of cycles making the sound of the heart sound. So again, inhale. Ah. Now one more time. Ah. And then really allow yourself just to sink into the earth again. So releasing everything, releasing the breath control. As the lips gently close, mouth closes, actually keep your lips slightly parted. Let your teeth be slightly parted. And feel that jaw heavy. Let the chin sink a little. And soften the skin on the body as you feel the back of the body touching the earth. Again, allow your heavy bones to sink first into the earth. So feel the back of the sacral and hips sinking down, then the back of the heels, backs of the shoulder blades, back of the skull. And then letting the smaller, lighter bones also sink towards the earth. Soften the skin of the front body to melt towards the back body. Relax the muscles around the eyes as you let your eyeballs begin to sink towards the back of the skull. And then letting your inner gaze drop to rest into the heart center. So you're welcome to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like. When you do choose to come out of it, come out gently by starting with a little bit of deeper breaths in and out and a little bit of wiggling and then some gentle movements. So don't just roll on out. And I'm going to turn things back over to Katie now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kat, for another wonderful session. That was really great. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the books that I selected. So, since this is a yoga program for all ages, we hope that everybody in your family can get involved with yoga. The book recommendations that I have will cover many different age groups kind of over the next few weeks that we have together. So for this week's theme of slowing down, I recommended the book Wild by Cheryl Strayed, and it's a memoir about a 20-something Cheryl who loses her mother and is going through a divorce, and she embarks on a multi-month long hike on the Pacific Coast Trail, and it's a journey that allows her to slow down, take in the nature and beauty around her. So this has actually been on my TBR for a very long time, so I think that this program is inspiring me to want to read this one, so I think it'll be next up. And then for younger readers, for ages 3 to 7, we have this book called Slow Down, 50 Mindful Moments in Nature by Rachel Williams, and it has these beautiful illustrations of creatures and plants in nature, and it inspires you to go outside, explore, and see what you find when you take time to slow down. So that's a really great thing to do with your little ones together outside. So go ahead and get out of this. Thank you again for joining us for Reach and Read, and a big thank you to Kat for another great session. We are going to push pause on the program for next week during the holiday week. So we will be back on Thursday, July 13th at 10 a.m. So we hope to see you then. So to find a library location near you, sign up for a library card, and to learn about upcoming programs for all ages, just go to www.saclibrary.org. So for Kat, myself, and the Sacramento Public Library, thank you so much and be well. Bye!